Hi, good afternoon. And in this video, we are going to continue our n8n automation course. First, open the Docker, start the n8n image, then tunnel it using the ngrow command, and open this URL. Create a new workflow. Rename this workflow to n8n_02. And in this video, we are going to learn how you can use external tools with n8n, and especially we are going to start with the Airtable, which is I think one of the most easy tool to set up with this n8n. Again, we are going to need our trigger and we will stick with the manual trigger. So I'm thinking that I'm going to fetch some dummy data from the internet through the HTTP node. So if you go to this URL, I'll give the link down below. You're going to get this user's dummy data. It has, I think, 10 records. Yes, there are 10 records. So we are going to fetch this data using the HTTP node and we'll put it into the Airtable after applying some small transformations. So let's click on this plus arrow and search for HTTP node. And again, don't worry about these HTTP methods. Right in the next video, we are going to discuss these methods in detail. So don't worry, we are going to have a dedicated video on just these HTTP methods. For now, just select this get method because we want to fetch the data. So whenever you want to fetch the data, use this get method. And then we need to specify here the URL. So the URL is going to be this. Just copy it, paste it here, and then this does not require any kind of authentication, and leave everything else as it is and just test this step. I hope you are going to get the data, and yes, we got the data. As you can see, we have 10 records and these are all the records, and you can see the schema of this data as well. After fetching the data, I'm only interested in a few fields. For example, I just want to store the name field, the user name field, and the email field. But in the exercise, you need to store this address field and the phone number as well. I'm going to use again the set node. So just search for set node. Go to this schema format. I think it's a bit easy in this case, and just select this name field, then the username field and the email field. I think these three fields are enough. Oops, drop it right here and just test this step as well. Go to the tabular form and we have these three fields: name, username, and email. And now in the next step, what we are going to do is to save this data in our Airtable. So if you search for the Airtable, this is the Airtable. We have some basic actions and then we have triggers. Almost each app provides two types of functions. Either they are action functions, just like this, create a record or get a record, or they are trigger functions. For example, you want to run a workflow whenever something happens in the Airtable. So we are not interested in this Airtable trigger. We are interested in the action of Airtable, which is adding record. So again, search for Airtable. And we need to create a record. So just click record. And now, first of all, as you can see, it is not connected to our workflow. So just go back to canvas. And this is our Airtable. Connect it first. After connection, we are getting our input data. On this action panel, first of all, we need to set up the credentials to connect with the Airtable. For you, there will be no credentials, so we need to create new credentials. So you can create these credentials either by clicking on this create new credentials, or you can go back to, let me save this workflow. You can go back to this home and go to credentials, and create credentials right here. But I think that previous method was bit easy. So you can follow both approaches. Both have the same procedures. All you need to do is to search for Airtable. As you can see, Airtable Personal Access Token API, and you can click on continue and need to fill out this data. So let's go back to our workflow. We are going to set up the credentials from the workflow, and usually you are going to set up the credentials from the workflow. So open the workflow. Again, open this Airtable, and we are going to create new credentials. It provides you two different types of methods for connecting with Airtable. You can use your personal access token or you can use OAuth 2. So we are going to stick with this personal access token, and majority of the time n8n provides you the documentation which you can follow for making connections between n8n and the app. So we are going to open the documentation and we'll follow it. So first of all, you need an Airtable account. So just click on the Airtable. So probably you are going to see here login or sign up. So just log in and it's completely free. After login, you are going to find this type of interface. So we have completed this prerequisite step. Just scroll down and then we are going to use this method, personal access token or simple access token. So all you need to do is to go to this Airtable Builder Hub personal access tokens page. Let me open it. I'm going to create a new token and just give a name to this token. I'll call it. And then we need to add these scopes. So again, if you go back to the documentation, you can see we need to add these three scopes. So it's a data records read, write, and then schema basis read. So it's scopes, read, then write, and then schema basis read. Okay, so these are all the scopes, and then we need to add a base. So think of a base as a container which contains all of your tables and all the related data structures of a workspace. So by default, you might not have any base. So we need to create a base. Just go back to airtable.com and click on these all workspaces, and we need to create a new workspace. I'll call it n8n underscore 02 underscore base. So let's create here a table. Just click on create and we are going to start from scratch. And now I'm going to name this to something like, and inside this base we have a table, and currently this table have these columns. So maybe let's keep them as it is. Obviously we are going to delete them because we need to create data structure according to our incoming data. But for now I think it's enough. Just go back to this builder and we need to refresh this page because we have just created a new base. Again, give it a name. It will be n8n underscore 02. Add scopes. It will be data read, write, and then schema read. And now we need to add a base. Our newly created base is right here. So my base underscore n8n underscore 02. And now just click on this create token. So this is my token. You will probably see your own. Just copy that token, go to n8n and paste the token. Now click on save. It is going to test the connection. So as you can see, credentials have been created successfully and the connection has been established successfully as well. So let's close it. Then we are going to put record, and the operation is going to be create, and then from which base. So let's choose the base. It will be this my base underscore n8n underscore 02, and then inside this base we have table 1. This is my table 1. So this is the name of the table. Just double click it and you can even rename it, but I'll keep it as it is, table 1. Otherwise I need to refresh this. And then as you can see, we have these names. So n8n was clever enough to fetch the column names from this table. We have name, notes, assignee, status. So we don't want these names. Instead, we want what's coming from the previous node. So let's execute previous nodes to fetch the data. So we want the name, the username, and the email field only. So go back to Airtable and let's delete these fields. So we are going to keep the name and then we will have the username. So the type of the username will be single line text and then the column name will be username. Create this field and we need another field which will be email. So the type will be email and the field name will be email as well. If you have selected other fields, then create the columns for those fields. And by default, as you can see, we have 3 records and all of these 3 records are empty currently. So if I try to put data in this table, it will start from this row 4. So let's try it. Now I need to refresh it. As you can see, columns are outdated. So let's refresh it. And now we got name, username, and email field. So let's drag these fields into their respective column names. It will be name, then we have the username, and finally the email. So let's put the email right here. Test this step. This is going to take time, maybe 2 to 3 seconds. And as you can see, we got node executed successfully. And now if you go to your Airtable, all of the 10 records have been created inside this table 1. But as I told you, we already had these 3 records, although they were just empty rows. But Airtable is going to treat them as records. That's why the new upcoming records have been created from this row 4th onwards. So let's select these records and I'm going to delete all selected records. And now if I'm going to try to put the data, it will start from row 1. Test it again. Go back to Airtable and now we have these 10 records. So I hope you have understood how you can connect n8n with external applications like Airtable. In the upcoming videos, obviously, we are going to create complicated workflows, and I'll see you there. Bye bye.